Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rajkaran Mishra, and I'm the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. So, on behalf of the club and its ExCom, I welcome all the fellow Toastmasters and guests to the Bombay Toastmasters first meeting of 2021 and meeting number 326. I welcome you all. So, I would like to start the mission with the Toastmasters club mission. So let me mute everyone first. Am I audible?
Yes, Rajkaran.
Okay, thanks. So mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide positive and supportive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence. So in this virtual meeting, we have to follow some guidelines, some rules. So I would just read out so that so all speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. I would request you not to type in the chat box when the speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute and video on. In case you are not speaking, you have to mute yourself, and accidentally do not click on the share screen unless your speech or rules requires you to do so. So now I would like to call upon the person who's going to take this meeting forward. His life revolves around this Toastmasters. When I asked him, how should I introduce you for the first meeting of 2021? So he told me that I'm always busy in attending sessions of the Toastmasters, be it as a judge or be it as a trainer. He is also involved in actively involved, I must say, for bilingual Toastmasters club, and in Hindi Toastmasters club he is also active. So one day we'll listen him speaking in Hindi Toastmasters. So please welcome our presiding officer and our president, Toastmaster Babu.
Shukriya Rajkaran. Thank you very much. Thank you for those wonderful words. Yes, I've been busy with Toastmasters all right, and I did attend a meeting at Adroit Toastmasters, which is a multilingual Toastmasters courtesy Pratibha. Well, I'm still trying to hone my Hindi speaking skills, so I don't, or I will not claim to be a bilingual Toastmaster in that sense. But nevertheless, thank you very much for those wonderful words of introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening, and a very happy new year to you all once again. Last week, 1st of January to be precise, the phone rang, my mobile phone rang, and I was having lunch and I immediately rushed to pick up the phone. And in the process, the phone slipped and fell down. In fact, it took a few seconds for me to pick up the phone. And my daughter told me, Dad, what kept you so long? I was a bit surprised. I said, You mean to say half a minute is too long? She said, Yeah, but what happened? I was having dinner, or rather, I was having lunch. And she said, Well, then there was no reason for you to pick up the phone in a hurry. In fact, I was just reading a book that morning where the author Robin Sharma precisely talks about this. And he says, Don't pick up the phone every time it rings. In fact, some of us are perhaps used to this in life, where we try to pick up the phone even when we are busy with something at work, whether we are reading, talking to someone, because we feel that if we don't do that, we are missing out on something very important, that the caller will get angry. And this, in fact, sometimes extends to other things in life as well. Like, for example, we say yes when we have to say no. And I have experienced this very much in Toastmasters when I've been called upon to do judging, and it becomes very difficult to say no. And then, after I have done the judging, I felt that a lot of my work has been kept pending. So, I have made a resolution this year that I will attend to my personal goals first, even if it is at the cost of someone else's inconvenience. So this is my new year resolution, that first I will be selfish to myself before I take up other tasks. Now obviously I cannot expect the same or the same radical thinking for all of you. But if you have to ask me what I would like to set as a resolution for all our club members, then I would say that let us all be selfish as far as our own educational goals are concerned in Toastmasters. Let us all resolve today that we will all accomplish and go ahead full throttle with our pathways projects, which we have perhaps started last year or which we have perhaps yet to start. But let us be selfish in this regard. And with that, on that a selfish note, let me commence this New Year's session. And for that, let me invite a few of our valued guests who have made it to the meeting this evening. I can see guest Aarti who has come today. Can you
Hello.
please say a few words?
Hello. Myself, Aarti Bhajesh. Just now I am at Assam, Digboy. Yesterday I attended one meeting. I got to know about it through one of my friends. Rather very good friends and mentor, you can say, Mrs. Kalpana. And I also want to know and learn how to speak fluently and the way everybody are maybe mastered in this Toastmaster. So that's it. It is my purpose of joining this club.
Thank you very much, Aarti. Thanks for coming, and we do hope you
Thank
enjoy
you.
the session today. May I call
Thank you.
upon Deepa Pandey?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Actually, I am a part of Aeroli Toastmaster Club,
Okay,
Bombay.
welcome, welcome.
Yeah. So I also wanted to learn, want to learn a leadership skill and fluent English and all, everything.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much for coming, and we do
Thank
hope
you.
you also enjoy today's session.
Yeah,
Up
thank you.
next is Roshan PR. May we have Roshan on the screen?
Hello, hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Roshan. I'm from Worli India Toastmasters Synergy Club. It's a recently started club, corporate club, and just attending for the second time. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Toastmasters and welcome to Bombay Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Sandeep Garg,
Hi everyone. Good evening to all of you. This is my first meeting, and I always want to be part of Toastmaster Club because few of my friends already in other countries. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I'm a part of Worli Toastmaster Club, and looking forward all of your support so that I can improve my communication skills and my presentation skills.
good
Thank you.
evening. Thank you. Welcome Worli to Ville Parle. Is there anyone I have left out? Any other guests? Of course, hearty welcome to Souvik as well. Souvik Mukherjee of Somaya Toastmasters is the area director. Welcome, Souvik.
Thank you, Babu, for having me here. It's always a privilege to attend a BTM club meeting. And I'm really fortunate that there was a evaluator slot open for me today. So looking forward to having a great time here. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Pleasure is always ours. Okay, so let us now kickstart this meeting, the first meeting, as I said, of the new year. And to take this meeting forward, we have a Toastmaster who is a calm and composed person. In fact, he is so calm and composed that I would even like to ask, how does he perform his role as a credit risk officer at Citibank? I know you're very good at your work, but I think your calm and composed nature surely makes me wonder whether you're the kind who takes risks and challenges in life. But today, he has made a resolution, or rather, this year, he has made a resolution that he will take on many risks and challenges in Toastmasters for sure. And if there is one example of that, it is the fact that he has decided to take on this challenging role today, that of the Toastmaster of the day. So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Vasudev.
Thank you to presiding officer Babu for your very kind and very generous words. Just to maybe answer your question, the one thing that requires, one skill that I understand that requires to manage risk is calm, so that you can recognize it. And the other thing that I've learned is that it's not about risk; it's about taking calculated risk. Because if you don't take risk, you don't really come across opportunities as well. So that is something that I personally believe. And on that note, I would like to welcome everyone present today, fellow Toastmasters and guests, to the first meeting of 2021 and also the first meeting of the decade 2021 to 2030. That is I guess a not coincidence, but an occurrence that's not going to happen for a long time. So welcome all to this double first times. And the theme, since this is the first meeting of the year, is refresh, reload, and resolve. So refresh. So since we are at the start of the year, and we had a very challenging, very tricky year in 2020, which provided opportunities and difficulties in equal measure, I would say. So since we are in January, it is an opportunity for us to take a breath, blow off some steam, and relax and refresh our minds to what lays ahead. 2020 is gone, and all that it has offered has given us learnings for what lays ahead. And on that note, I would like to welcome again everyone. So a typical Toastmasters meeting is broken into three parts. The first part being the prepared speeches, where our fellow Toastmasters would give speeches from their selected pathways, and it would be evaluated and they would be given feedback based on how they have performed. The second part of the meeting is the table topics, where, and this happens to be one of the more interesting aspects of the typical Toastmaster session as well, because it's almost like Russian roulette, where the members all present, Toastmasters and guests, can participate in impromptu speaking. So you are given a topic and you have to think off your feet what you can say on it. And the last part is the overall evaluation, which is led by the general evaluator on the conduct of the meeting and on the evaluations of the various speakers. And at the same time, we'll also get report from a timer, grammarian, and our count. Now, having said that, I would now like to welcome the three pillars of Toastmaster session, and of course, on a bigger scale, of a good speaker, that is the timer. The timer for today's session is the Toastmaster Pankaj, who would now, I would like to now invite on the virtual stage to refresh our memories with the various guidelines and the roles of a timer. Over to you, Toastmaster Pankaj.
Happy New Year to all Toastmasters and most wanted guests, and good evening too. I'm Pankaj Kumar. I'm time for today's meeting. As a timer, my role is to record the timing of speakers in each respective sections, like prepared speech, table topic, and evaluators. Okay, and I will provide timing guideline in beginning of each segment. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster. Team Audi.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for those guidelines. Now, I would like to move on to the next role player, the R counter. Today, the R counter's role is performed by the Sergeant at Arms also, Toastmaster Rajkaran. So it is something that is unique, and I would commend him for taking up the challenge. And on that note, I would now like to welcome our Sergeant at Arms and the R counter for the day, Toastmaster Rajkaran, to the virtual desk to guide us through the objectives of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Vasudev. So, as you said, risks are inevitable, and so I am taking a calculated risk for this. So, as a R counter, my role is to listen to the crutch words like and, well, but, so, and also the filler words like are, and I will also note if some words got repeated like I, this means. I'll report these. I'll note these occurrences, and when called upon, I'll put the report as I'll be called. Thank you, and over to you, Vasudev.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajkaran, for the brief introduction to your role. Now, moving on to the last, but certainly not the least, the grammarian for the day. And it is being performed by a Toastmaster who recently gave her icebreaker speech. And I must say, it was a very moving and commendable speech. It's something that I still do remember. And I would like to now invite Toastmaster Nancy to please introduce us to the role of grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudev. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and any grammatical incorrect speech. As it is also my task to present the word of the day, and for today's meeting, the word is effulgent, which means radiant, splendorous, or dazzling. Let's start this 2021 with our radiant and splendorous personality, whichever field that we are in and whatever task that we take. My dear effulgent Toastmaster, I'm typing the word of the day in the chat box, and I'm sure You will not only like this word, but also use the word effulgently during and after the session. In order to qualify for the vote for the best table topic speaker, each table topic speaker must use the word of the day in their speech. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called for. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasudev.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, for that. And on that note, now we'll move on to the first section of the meeting, which is prepared speech. And we have three speakers today who have resolved to pursue their pathways and give a speech. And let us now, now I would rather like to invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Pankaj, again to guide us through the timing guidelines for the prepared speech section before I introduce the speakers.
Okay. In the prepared, can you hear me? Okay. In the prepared speech segment, we have for the icebreaker speech, which is of length 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will show the green card. At the 5 minutes, I will show the yellow card. At the end of 6 minutes, I will show the red card, and then the speaker will get 30 seconds grace period, after which a speaker will not be eligible for voted as a best speaker. Okay. For other speech, which is like of a length of 5 to 7 minutes, at the end of 5 minutes, I will show the green card. At the end of 6 minutes, I will show at the end of 7 minutes, I will show the red card, and then 30 seconds will be allotted, will be given as grace period. And yeah, this will be the guideline for the prepared speech segment. Thank you. Over to you, TM Modi.
Mr. Pankaj, could you just test the timer cards as well? Like how would you be displaying?
So you can see the background of my profile, and I will change. Like suppose at the completion of 4 minutes, I will show the green card. At the completion of 5 minutes, I will show the. One moment, let me share. So I will show at the completion of 5 minutes. For suppose our speech is of 4 to 6 minutes of length, I will at the completion of 4 minutes, I will show the green card. Can you see that? Right. You see at my profile background. Okay. And then at the completion of 5 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And at the completion of 6 minutes, I will show this red card. Is it clear? I hope it's clear to everyone. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So now that we know the timing guidelines, I would like to now move on to our first speaker. The first speaker of today is giving his presentation mastery level 1 P4 speech. And I would like to, before introducing the speaker, I would like to request the evaluator to please share with everyone present the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, TM Vasudev. The speaker is going to present his speech L1P4 from the Pathways Presentation Mastery, and his objectives are to present a project and to review a basic research method and to present a well-organized and a well-researched speech on any general topic. Timer, please note that timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vasudev.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. So our for the day is Toastmaster Chetan. And when I asked him what he has planned to do to refresh himself for 2021, he said that he plans to restart his exercise routine once again because the 2020 year, it had stopped due to the various circumstances. So on that note, I would like to invite Toastmaster Chetan to the virtual podium for his speech. I need volunteers. I need volunteers. Toastmaster Chetan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I just want to check, is my audio, are you able to hear me, everyone? And my video is visible?
Yes.
Audio and video clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. All right. I need volunteers. As per American research, do you know the amount of trash that you will generate during your lifetime will be equal to 600 times of your. When you throw away something, be mindful of the fact that you are adding to the trash somewhere. Earth is a place worth fighting for, and nature has its way of pressing the reset button. And frankly speaking, we are the virus. It is said that individually you can make a change, but together you can make a difference. Now, I wish to contribute to the world of recycling, but I need volunteers. Toastmaster of the day and my fellow volunteers. During a morning walk, I saw a garbage in a lane. The single thought came to my mind is that what are the possible ways to recycle this garbage lying over here? Our modern lifestyle has an element. What are the alternative use can we make of this material lying over here so that there is a less garbage over here, or some of it can be recycled? You can recycle many things: paper, plastic, glass, electronics. Collection is a very important process. It's a part of recycling. You'll be happy to note that there are certain individuals who volunteer for an NGO. They collect the scrap from whoever they can reach out to, give it to the NGO. The NGO sells it and use the money for charity. You can join an NGO and do the same, but you can also do the charity on your own. Collect the scrap, sell it, and use the proceeds for any purpose which you can classify charity. Whatever you decide, please do something. For electronics and for plastics also, the companies like Samsung, HP, Dell, and for plastic companies like Bisleri, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, they actively promote to recycling, and they have collection points across the city. You just need to contact them. They will get back to you, and they will help you so that you can it anywhere you like. You can dispose it to a place where it can be recycled, and it will be converted and put to reuse. Let's talk more about Mumbai. Dharavi. First thing, when we heard the word Dharavi, the first word came to mind in the picture that we all see in our mind is that there are dirt all around, small lanes, congested place, and all that. But Dharavi has a fascinating story associated with it. To try and absorb these numbers, Dharavi is home to $1 billion. That's 7,300 crores in current terms. 15,000 firms are there over there, employing more than 250,000 people. Isn't that wonderful and something for as a Mumbaiker to be proud about? The reason is they recycle everything: paper, plastic, metal. They have associates across the city which collect the scrap on their behalf, brought to Dharavi, reconcile, and either convert it into a same material or put it into a different use. The point is they have volunteers. The point is their ecosystem is perfected for many, many years now. I too wish to contribute to the ecosystem of recycling, and I need volunteers. Now, after looking around, let's look within. Let's talk about our homes. Charity begins at home. When you may want to ask a pertinent question, how smartly we can use certain materials that we consume in our everyday routine, and what are the environmentally friendly alternatives for it. For paper, you can tell students to use one-sided printed material for practice work. For plastics, you can try and minimize the consumption as much as possible with either with paper or with other glass material. Eventually, even use that plastic and glass and give it for recycling. For those who go for shopping, they can use the jute bags instead of yes, it costs a little more, but the lifespan of that bag is much more than what the lifespan of a plastic bag. Let me help you connect with a startup called Radhi Connect, RADDICONNECT. It's a startup based out of Mumbai, where if you call them, they'll come and collect the scrap or scrap from you. They'll give you certain points, which certain credit points, which you can use for other product services which they offer. Later on, I realized that they are not the only company involved in this recycling space. There are more than 12 startups in Mumbai alone. They are involved in the recycling of paper waste, plastic waste, medical waste, bio waste, and wastewater recycling, and much more. What is important that there already exists an ecosystem of recycling. The important point is to create awareness and spread the message around. Now, among all the things that I've discussed so far, if you are looking for volunteers, count me in. Now, I hope with today's speech, I have given you the enough reason to think that let's not take this earth for granted. Let's make it a more cleaner and greener place to live. Recycling is a collective thought, but it is said that what you reveal, you heal. So it has to become a mission of each individual for it to be successful. Raise your right hand while I say this. I will reduce the consumption of every wasteful material and trying to replace it with environmental friendly alternatives. Before I throw anything away, I will pause for a second and think, do I have an alternative use of this material? If yes, I will put it into use before I throw it away and create a garbage somewhere. And last but not the least, and perhaps the most important one, I'll take this pledge for life to pass on the message around of recycling to whoever I can reach out to, so that the entire ecosystem, I become part of the entire ecosystem of recycling, and the charity begins with me. People, it's very easy to remember what need to do with recycling. Just practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Very, very good speech indeed, and with a very powerful message as well, that actions indeed speak louder than voice. And in fact, charity does start from home. And I certainly hope we all can resolve and act upon the activity of reducing waste, because Earth is our home. And after such a lovely first speech, I would like to now move on to the second speech of the day. The second speaker for the day is giving her motivational strategy level 2 speech 1, and I would like to invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Arvind, to the stage to introduce us to the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Arvind.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I'd like to remind that I am going to evaluate her speech and not the speaker. The project has already been mentioned, the path has already been mentioned, and the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify her style. The speech should share the impact of her style on others. Timer, please note, it's 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arvind. The next speaker for the day is Toastmaster Nivedita, who is also the VP Education of our club. When I asked her how she has reloaded herself for 2021, she said that she wants to reload herself with positivity, confidence, and wants to focus on her strengths. She also wants to work on fitness, but not just physical, but mental and philosophical, and make herself and others happy around her. This is further reflected in her speech title as well, It's My Style. I would like to now invite Toastmaster Nivedita. It's my style. It's my style, Toastmaster Nivedita.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Nivet.
Can I see the timer, please? Yeah, I can see. Fine. Since start of the meeting, have you observed something? As a Toastmasters, it's important for you to observe communication styles of different role players. From Zoom master welcome address to the first speaker. Everyone has unique, different, effulgent styles of connecting and engaging with you, isn't it? Communication is all about identifying your own style and developing on it and use it to your advantage. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and respected guest. Let me demonstrate today the different styles of communication just to help you out how to work on your style. As a VP Education or Bombay Toastmasters, imagine I have to you the benefits of Toastmasters program. Let me initiate the demo with the initiative style of communication, enthusiastic and a people-driven. Imagine in this 2021, you have been chosen to present an award-winning project from India office to your global counterparts. Golden opportunity. The globally acclaimed project has to be delivered in equally effective communication. And there, Toastmaster will give you the to practice your speech, perform different roles. Not only that, make you ready with the impromptu speeches. You can evaluate your speeches by participating in various types of contests. Rest assured, you will conquer the global meeting. Now, the next one, the analyzer. Organized and astute, who loves facts and figures, numbers. Recent research proves that the communication skills are at the top of the employer's wish list. According to the recent survey done by the National Institute of Colleges and Employers, 73.4% of employers prefer better communicator as their employee. And this is the third most important quality next to a leadership skill and to become a better team member. And Toastmaster is the only organization that will help you to work on all the three parameters in one go. With training more than 40 millions of members in more than 145 countries with more than 20,000 clubs, Toastmaster has all the expertise and experience to make you ready not only to enter the organization, but speed up your career. How about supportive style? Calm, cool, and collected. That's my style. Okay, don't judge a book by cover. The most effective stories communicate always through a powerful combination of a powerful or effulgent combination of a visual, verbal, visceral content for a focused yet compelling message. So with Toastmasters, you will be a good storyteller making a greater impact. Personal life, making friends, impressing girlfriend, and or connecting with your spouse, or in the professional, maybe an interview, or amaze your senior leadership team. Toastmasters will always help you to make you a good storyteller with your engaging and connecting stories. And the final one, direct style. Quick and keep it straight to the point. Hello friends. Today I want to share with you my experience with Toastmasters in just 2 points. Toastmaster offers a proven program that comprises of 2 tracks, communication and leadership track. Both features a series of projects that can be completed at one's own pace. The second point is Toastmasters Club meeting offers a supportive group environment where people with diverse skills and backgrounds come together to practice their skills and exchange valuable feedback, developing their own listening and interpersonal skills. These help me to improve my confidence at personal and professional level. And I've been appreciated at my office as well as at my home. And I'm sure, like me, you will also achieve this by joining and start working on Toastmaster program. So these are the broad 4 styles of communication. Most of the time, we need to combine different styles depending on the situation, provided you engage and create that excitement. So friends, be stylish in your communication by owning and developing your style so that you will proudly say, it's my style. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita, for your lovely introduction to all the various styles of speaking. And I think all of us will have been able to recognize which style we all fit in. I certainly feel that I somehow fit into the direct style. But anyway, that's for another time. And now, without any further ado, moving on to the third speaker for the day. The third speaker's evaluator is a member of fellow Toastmaster from the Somaya Toastmasters Club. And I would like to now invite Toastmaster Souvik to please come on to the virtual stage and explain objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. My target speaker is attempting effective body language project. And the purpose of this particular project is for the member to deliver a awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn and refine how she uses nonverbal communication when delivering a speech. Timer, please note that the timing guidelines are 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, and all the best to my target speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souvik. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Sudha. And when I asked her for her resolution for 2021, she said that she wants to resolve to have good health, happiness, give back to community, and be grateful. And this is such a lovely resolution and is further highlighted by her title of her speech as well, Cherish 1, 2, 3. So on that note, I would now like to invite Toastmaster Sudha. 1, 2, 3. Cherish 1, 2, 3. Toastmaster Sudha. Over to you.
Just before I start, can everyone hear me? Can you see me actually? Yeah. Okay. And can I also see the timer, please? Yeah, you will be changing it at the background of your screen, right?
Right, right.
Cherish your yesterdays, dream your tomorrows, but most importantly, don't forget to live your todays. Your todays should be such that we don't realize we are making memories when we are actually having fun. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My dear Toastmaster friends, I would like to narrate some beautiful memories that I spent as a child with my dearest dad. It's a much shorter me because the story takes place when I was 6 years old. Being the only girl out of my siblings, this meant I never had to share a bed or a room growing up. Let me tell you, having your own room and bed is great. Being that young, some nights it can be totally terrifying. I'm going to sleep. The weather decides to start a thunderstorm and heavy rains. The next thing I hear is a loud thud. The thunder started yelling at me, just like my mother would when I forgot to put off the light or do my dishes. Being only 6, I was so scared, so terrified, so distraught. I picked up my blanket and walked for what felt like miles to my parents' room. My mom and dad ended up letting me sleep in the bed, and I, with one leg on my father and one leg on my mother, I felt so safe. This taught me that in scary situations, you have to find a comfortable spot or a person. Maybe it may be a teddy bear. A few months later, my second memory takes place around the same age. My dad and I were spending together cleaning the items in some drawer in my study because it was that time of spring cleaning. Yes, just close to Diwali. I remember looking up to him. He said to me, "Never have too many friends. Friends can expect too much from you, my dear." I wasn't sure where this advice was coming from, and I thought to myself, that's weird advice. I knew, but it was coming from a place of love. This conversation told me to seek your huh moments. Finding advice that makes you question it, makes you think about it, can be the best advice for life, isn't it? My third memory takes place when I was 7. Like every girl, I was Papa's girl always. He was my confidant, my secret keeper, fact checker, and a person whom I could lean upon anytime. I knew that his shoulder and his lap was always there for me. It was time for elocutions in school, and after I announced the date at home, my dad started poking me. Start preparing. Being in a convent school, English was in a very high standard, and elocution, speech, and debate queens were already crowned and did not change much. So I didn't see any hope. I already labeled myself as a loser. My topic was summer holidays, and my dad edited it with his stories and vocabulary, and I felt confident to deliver it on stage. I rehearsed many times in front of my dad and the mirror, and to top it all, I won the first prize and came back with my medal and my certificate, the first of its kind. He hugged me and told me, without trying, don't consider yourself a loser, and also narrated his struggle of his bachelor days when he came to Mumbai. Wow, what a story that was. And I looked up and saw a smile from ear to ear on my dad's face. The joy I felt in that moment was uncomparable. He thus showed me that the best moments are just simple, and trying is the first step to winning. You might be asking, why did I share these memories? Right? Friends, because these are some of my memories that I had involving my dear dad. You see, my dad is 90 years old today, and unfortunately, I can't make any more new memories with my dad. So I hold on to the many ones I have. In turn, the bigger message for you is I want you to understand is to cherish your 1, 2, 3. We are so lucky to have people that love us and care for us. Right now, I want everyone to think about a meaningful memory involving your friends or family and keep going. The sad truth is, we don't know how long we are going to have on this beautiful planet. I can challenge everyone to set out an entire day every week to dedicate it to a single family member or a friend and show them you love them. Cherish your 1, 2, 3 friends. Cherish that first memory. Cherish that second. Cherish the third. Over to you, fellow Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha, for such a lovely speech. Indeed, happiness does lie in the small moments, and we should all strive and resolve to cherish those moments because it is indeed hard to come across those moments. So, thank you for that. A wonderful speech indeed.
Okay.
Now, this brings us to the end of the prepared speech section. I would now like request all members, Toastmasters, and guests present to please give their feedback to the respective speakers on personal chat in the next 30 seconds. I would also like to request the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rajkaran, to please share the link of best speaker on the chat and request all present to vote for the.
Sorry, Vasudev, interrupt you. Pause the timer. Call timer for.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. So I would like to first invite Toastmaster Pankaj to the stage to please share with everyone present the timer report. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. For this timer report for prepared speech segment, the first speaker, Toastmaster Chetan, took 7 minutes 18 seconds. Second speaker, Toastmaster Nevedita, took 6 minutes and 38 seconds, and Toastmaster Sudha, our last speaker, took 6 minutes 39 seconds. All are qualified for the voting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster. TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaj, and apologies again for the mix-up. So yeah, now moving on, I would like to request all present to share their feedback with the speakers on personal chat. Also request the Sergeant at Arms present to please share the link for the best speaker. We can do this over the next 1 minute. Can I request the timer to just time the 1 minute, intimate us when it completes so that we can move on to the next section.
So it starts now, or like I should start now, right?
Yeah, now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So time's up. 1 minute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaj, for the update. So yeah, now moving on to the next section of our meeting, which is table topics. Table topics is one of the very interesting sections, as all members can participate in this, and the other is that it encourages impromptu thinking. So you are encouraged to think innovatively and creatively, and thereby resulting in good topics. So on that note, I would now like to invite the table topic master for the day, Toastmaster Avantika, to the stage to introduce us to table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Avantika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudeva. Good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As we heard since the start of the meeting, everyone is so excited about this segment of the day. So let me introduce you to our segment of table topics. Table topics helps members practice the art of improvisation and also helps think on their feet. This helps in developing 4 effective skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. The topic that I have prepared for you today will hopefully help you all become better at improvisation of your skill and probably help you being efficient in your future talks. Since we at Toastmasters try and provide a speaking opportunity to maximum audience and members, the session of table topics is open to both members and guests present in the meeting today to participate. I hope everyone gives this a shot. You can volunteer yourself by putting your names in the chat box, and I will give up you the topic that you have to speak upon. Before we begin with our segment, I would request the timer of the day to call out the timing guidelines for the table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Pankaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avantika, table topic master. The timing guideline for this meeting for table topic speeches is like the time length is 2 minutes. Okay, for the at 1 minute, I will show the green card. At the completion of 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. At the completion of 2 minutes, I will show the red card. And then the speaker will get 30 seconds grace period. If the speaker crosses the 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes and 30 seconds time period, that speaker will not be eligible for voting to get voted as a best table topic speaker. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master Avantika.
Thank you very much for those guidelines, Toastmaster Pankaj. As mentioned, I would request all our present members and guests to please add their names in the chat box and volunteer for the segment. I see we have a few present, so let me start with guest Aarti. So thank you for nominating yourself.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, Aarti. Okay, so you are audible to us. Your topic for, please. Are you saying something?
No, it's okay.
Okay, sure. So, guest Aarti, the topic for you is any life lesson you learned the hard way. Any life lesson you learned the hard way. Guest Aarti. Over to you.
Thank you for giving me the topic. Any hard lesson in our life, we are getting and experiencing many different types of things, and that teaches us many more things, and on that experiences we can be a better person in future. And life is always a learning process. During our life we learn so many things, and each and every experience helps in our personality development and our way of talking with each and every person, and deal with the situation. different types of situations come in our life, and we have to tackle the situation, and it matters the most how we tackle it and how we deal with it. If we are feeling any hard experiences in our life, then only we will try to be more we will try to learn more things, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Aarti, for those words. Indeed, life is a roller coaster for all of us. All experiences, good and bad, a collection of two, and we are swaying them very well off. Thank you for those words from you. Next, we have Toastmaster Souvik. So, Toastmaster Souvik, are you present?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Can you confirm?
Thank you so much for nominating yourself. So, Toastmaster Souvik, the topic for you is something that gets you excited about life. Something that gets you excited about life, Toastmaster Souvik.
18th July 2008 was the first time when I had a campus placement from my college and I joined my first job at one of the conglomerates of India. When I had joined, we had big dreams, where we saw seniors going to on-site, people coming back with a lot of chocolates. That's the only thing people bring from overseas. I don't know, just chocolates. So we get a lot of chocolates, and I thought one day I would go there. So I was always excited, on-site opportunity, on-site opportunity. And then finally, after 4 years of working, I got an on-site opportunity. It really excited me that the day I was waiting for had finally come and I would be able to explore the world, not on my own money. So I went. It was a Europe. It was basically on Germany that I was going to, but it was a week-long free time that I had. So I bought a Euro pass and went around the Europe with various countries. So I took that opportunity to visit 6 different countries. But at the end of it, almost on the 6th day, I came back and all my enthusiasm and all the effulgent feelings that I had slowly started vanishing. I was missing home. I was missing home and I was missing rice because entire Europe there is no rice. So I came back and I went to my mom and I said, "Mom, can I just have a plate full of rice and let me sleep in my own time zone for a while?" So with all the excitement that I had, I learned that not everything is as amazing as it looks. So there are some learnings as well on the way. Thank you, and over to Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Souvik. Indeed, it's a moment of so much of happiness once you get placed on the campus and on site. Yes, that is another level to all the happiness around. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. May I have some more guests speaking today, please? I would request the guests to participate into this segment. It's a great chance for you to speak around. Very easy topics coming up. Arushi, would you like to participate next? All right. Toastmaster Ankit. Toastmaster Ankit, would you like to participate?
Sure thing.
Great. Okay. So Toastmaster Ankit, the topic for you is the funniest memory you have with a person in your family. The funniest memory you have with a person in your family. Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you for the topic, Toastmaster Avantika. And yes, family get-togethers is all about those rendezvous moments wherein you share your emotions, you share the happy moments, you share your successes, you share some losses in your personal life and professional life as well. And yes, uh, any family get-together wherein you have friends, close friends, family friends, even family professionals like doctors and CAs, there's deemed to be some funny moments over there. And one common funny moment is that since I was the youngest in my family, so each and every aunt or each and every uncle in my family wanted to have a little nephew or a little cousin or a little sister. So everyone expected that when my mom was about to deliver a baby child, she would have a son. But then I was again a boy, the youngest one. So in retaliation to the failure in my chromosome, they had one simple task that whenever I attended any such family event in my childhood, I was forcefully made to wear a girl's clothes, and then they used to click all kinds of pictures with me. And this was the pre-digital camera era. So maybe I used to cry, maybe I used to pull those clothes, I used to resist wearing those frocks, and I have these types of uh, photographs almost framed at some places as well. So there are always such embarrassing moment for me, but funny for them whenever they have a photo, whenever we go through those albums and there are those embarrassing series of photographs when I think that I should just probably run away from that room. And there are always such discussions that maybe if you dress up like a girl today, you would even look beautiful. And there are few of my cousins and nieces as well who just get into that race of pulling my leg. So yes, that is one such embarrassing moment with me, which always happens. So thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Avantika.
Thank you so much, Ankit, for taking it so sportively and still having them all answered with those. I mean, funny for them, embarrassing for you, but I think it's the best time that we share through these conversations with our family members. So never mind. Thank you for sharing that experience. All right. May I have someone next? Volunteering, please. Toastmaster Babu, would you want to take up the next topic, please? Just
Yeah,
a
okay.
try. Thank you. So the topic for you is, if many disagree to the belief you hold, how would you react? If many disagree to the belief you hold, how would you react? Toastmaster Babu.
Thank you, Table Topics Master of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Well, if many disagree to the ideas or the theories that I hold, then my reaction would be that I am definitely different from all others. Perhaps I might even tell myself, well, you've got points of view and opinions which are probably something which the others have not thought of. Now, this is something which happens to most of us in our lives, where many of our theories and many of our points of view are not always accepted by people around us. And very often, I feel that this is because our own personal experiences or our own backgrounds sometimes are much different from what the other person has got. Now, you may have gone through a particular, a very simple example. If you take my daughter's case, when she was choosing a college, I tried to tell her about my own theories and my principles, saying that there is nothing better than the STEM career, the engineering, the maths, the law, and the rest of it. And I still remember the day when we were at Sathe College and she threw a tantrum and virtually threw me out of the hall saying that I'm not going to study in this college. I will take up science. And finally, you know what? She landed up in economics and then she went on to do graphic design. Now, the point here is that sometimes people don't agree with each other for various reasons. It could be as trivial as what I spoke, but sometimes there are many greater issues in life, family issues, professional, social, personal issues. But I see no difference or I see no harm where you are not understood or recognized by someone and people disagree with you. I think it is a way of life. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Babu. I mean, this has come directly from the leader, and I think this was an answer everyone would have been thinking about. So, thank you for all those words, and I think it's good to get to being considered different from others' opinion, and disagreement not always is negative. So, great one. Thank you so much. May I have someone next? Awaiting participants to please add their names in the chat box to participate. Toastmaster Pratibha, would you want to go up next? Toastmaster Pratibha? Okay. May I ask Toastmaster Sunil if he
Vantika, I'm already doing a role, so if you could ask someone else.
All right. Thank you so much. Sure. Just picking up the names from the list today. We have Toastmaster Sandeep. Toastmaster Sandeep, would you like to participate?
Hi everyone. I just joined because of the network issue at my end. So if you give me some background, I will be happy to participate. I was there initially.
Not a worry. So we are in middle of the table topic segment, wherein you need to speak impromptu on the topic provided to you. Would it be comfortable for you to speak up?
Yeah, and how many minutes? I mean, slot will be there for me.
Timer Pankaj, can you please help around this?
So the speaker will get a 1 to 2 minute. At the beginning of 1 minute, I will show the green card, and at the 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card, and at the completion of 2 minutes, I will show the red card, and then 30 seconds will be given for as a grace period. And you you can see my profile, and I will show the cards as my background as a background that you can see.
Okay. No, I know that. So I'm okay to. What would be the topic for me?
Yeah. So, Toastmaster Sandeep, the topic for you is, when was the last time you gave up? Why you had to do? When was the last time you gave up and why you had to do? Toastmaster Sandeep.
Yeah. So hi everyone. So there was a time, I think I'm not sure with everybody, but in my life there was a time where I was in office. There was a no clue, and suddenly my manager told me that due to the restructuring we are ask people to leave the organization, and unfortunately your name is there, and they asked me to leave within 2 hours, and it was really surprising. And for a moment I was kind of give up, because I was not sure what to do, because I'm having a family. I'm a father of twins daughter, my wife, EMI, so many things is there. So it was a very tough time for me, that initial 2 hours, because I had to take a laptop, backup everything. I had to surrender so many documents, so many handover. So that was the time. But in after some time, then I realized that life is not ending here. There will be more opportunity for me. So I start I would say that I motivate myself, and I start hand over the laptop and everything. And my team member, they were very surprised at how can you do this? You don't have any kind of stress, nothing. You are not worried and all. I said no, it is part of the life. And then I joined another company with very good role and opportunity. So I believe that sometimes it happens that you have to give up, but it's up to you how you take up again. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandeep. Indeed, you have to come up back and with that spirit, try harder, try better, and you will accomplish. So thank you for that great message. And with this, we come to the end of the table topic segment. May I call Timer Pankaj to please present to us the timing reports of our participants today?
Thank you, Toastmaster Avantika. The first speaker, Toastmaster Chetan, the first speaker, guest RT, took 1 minute 38 seconds. The second speaker, Toastmaster Souvik, took 2 minutes 9 seconds. Third speaker, the Toastmaster Ankit, took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Babu took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Guest Sandeep took 1 minute 43 seconds, and all are eligible for the vote to be voted as a best table topic speaker. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Avantika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pankaj. Thanks to all the participants for sharing their experiences today. And may I ask our Sergeant at Arms to please send over the poll for the best table topic and requesting all the members to cast their votes. Thank you. Over to Toastmasters of the day, Toastmaster Vasudeva. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avantika, for conducting a very enjoyable table topic session. And also thank you for all the participants for participating and taking up topics. It is certainly very difficult to step up, but it's about taking that first step. And I'm thankful for that. Now the third and probably a more critical section of the meeting, the evaluation section. And today we have someone whom at least I feel is very appropriate to be the evaluator for the meeting. He's someone who's known to have a sense of humor and is generally a humorous speaker to evaluate us. Can I invite Toastmaster Sunil Agarwal, who is the general evaluator today for our meeting, to give the evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudeva, and big round of applause for Toastmaster Vasudeva for doing his maiden journey in his Toastmaster of the Day's role. Please give him a good round of applause. Walks of life, you meet many effulgent people, and there are many who actually really bring a change for a better in your life. These people are called bartenders. Good evening, friends. We've had a very absorbing session, fantastic, lovely table topics, and each role player doing their role in the radiance that is expected to just cast his shadow as the year has just begun before the gloom sets in as the year passes by. Let us tell all the guests here that this session or this part of the Toastmasters meeting is unique to a Toastmasters meeting because we willfully surrender ourselves to be evaluated. Many people who have been forced to work from home have been subjected to evaluations without invitations, but here we subject ourselves voluntarily to be evaluated by our fellow Toastmasters. I was once caught opening a sugar box and then closing it, opening it again and closing it much to the bewilderment of the people who were standing next to me. They couldn't bear it any longer. They said, "What are you doing? Opening and closing the sugar box." I said, "I've just visited my diabetologist in the morning, and he said, keep on checking your sugar level regularly." Evaluation can mean different things to different people. And let us see how our esteemed evaluators evaluate the speakers today. Our opening evaluator is big of heart because his name, first three alphabets, means hearts in a language. Please put your hands together for our first evaluator, Manan. Manan, before you proceed, have you been halted by your girlfriend before you were keen to start the meeting to tell you that you've forgotten some important thing?
Many times.
Yeah, so I have also forgotten. So please let's welcome timer first, Pankaj, to tell us the timing guidelines. Sorry, Manan, like you're used to waiting, so you won't mind it.
Sure.
Hi everyone. In the evaluation round, the evaluator gets 2 to 3 minutes for the evaluation. At 2 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at the complete at 2 I will show the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will show the red card, and then the evaluator will get 30 seconds grace period. And if the evaluator completes their speech before half minutes, 3.5 minutes, they will be voted for. They will be qualified for to get voted as the best evaluator. Thank you. Over
Fantastic time, Pankaj. Okay, Manan, now it's your time to go for it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. As the author Robert Swan once told, that the greatest threat to the Mother Earth is the belief that someone else would save it. And on this note, I believe that today's topic, "I need volunteers," suits aptly to this thought. I would say that this is not only a speech topic, but an eye-opening message, which we all know, but need to be reminded time and time again. And what best occasion than on this new. So to begin with, let me tell my speaker, Chetan, that you can count me on as being one of the volunteers. Going forward, what was the most impressive points of his speeches? Number one, his conviction. It seemed that he himself had the enthusiasm to be one of the warriors, recycle warriors. Second was the vivid examples, right from the thing of American research, where he compared that how an individual produces waste equivalent to 600 times of his body weight, to his examples of Dharavi, as well as that of raddiconnect.com. So these all were very informative, and I believe it gave us to what an individual can give. Not only that, he provided us various opportunities and ways in which we can contribute. Number one, join an NGO, and they would give them the recycle things, and they would sell it, and in that way do the charity, or being yourself do the charity by selling those things. So he had not only the thought, but he also provided the action points. And importantly, at the end, he had the call of action, where he made all of us take the pledge that we would not reduce waste and try alternative renewable resources. Reduce, reuse, and recycle was his theme and motto, which really very much connected to all of us. But one special thing which I would like ask him, which he can improve upon, was the fact that the objective of this entire speech was the fact that he had to research on a topic and present the theme. While he provided various data, but data without authenticity is of no use. So imagine this, if I tell you, as per the research and As per the Energy and Research Institute, 1 ton of recycled paper save around 1500 tons of gasoline. The authenticity of the research institute matters. If you have spoken that the scientific journal says that 600 times of a particular recycled is equivalent to a human body, would have provided much more impetus to his thinking. So the objective was not satisfied, I believe. All in all, he was confident. He had the conviction, but still a more authenticity to his speech would have even provided it the more effulgency. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan, for that lovely evaluation. I remember I once went for a job and was shocked to hear that there would be no salary or pay. I said, then what do I get? You said you'll get 2 times meals. Being at the end of my tether, I said, okay, what would be my job? I think twice you have to go to the charity, pick up food for yourself and get it from me. And that is when I learned that NGOs can be pretty notorious for the start. Our next evaluator lies on a bed of arrows and shoots arrows with the same enthusiasm as is known as the Bhishma Pitama of our swim. Today, he's going to shoot or exercise the demons of our next speaker. Please put your hands together for the somber, effulgent Toastmaster, Arvind.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sunil. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and guests.
Good evening.
And the effulgent demeanor speaker who delivered it in great style. I got connected to her immediately when she asked, have you noticed how the different role players speak or communicate? And I was wondering where it would go. And the speaker used her position as the executive committee role as the vice president of education and how she would assign or how she would speak in the different styles to sell Toastmasters. That was a wonderful way of doing things. I would have loved actually to understand what was your primary style through the survey that you took. There could have been 1 primary or 2 or 3 subsidiary styles which would have come out through the survey that you would have to take as per the project. Having said that, I would have also loved to see how you would have tackled it or how you tackled a personal or a professional problem using those styles to get the results. Whilst the speech was totally okay for a sales pitch to the guests here to tell them what all could be achieved, the project actually demanded that you mention something about your style and how you tackled it. I found the speaker to be confident, well prepared. Her voice was loud and clear. If the speaker could have incorporated the results of her survey and used those with personal situations, the speech would have been an effulgent one. I wish the speaker greater success for all his future speeches. And over to the General Evaluator, Sunil Agarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arvind. In this lockdown, we have become socially distanced from our people, but we even become closer to other Toastmasters. That gives us an opportunity to invite Toastmasters from far-off clubs to come and participate. And today we have one such Toastmaster, Toastmaster Souvik, who will be evaluating one of our fellow members. Welcome, Toastmaster Souvik, and let's hear your evaluation of the speaker.
Without trying, Without trying, don't consider yourself a loser. That is what my target speaker father told her when she won her debate competition. Amazing speech and energy that she began with. Cherish your 1, 2, 3 took me back down memory lane, and I was full of nostalgia. I come from an army background, so I could relate with a formidable father figure very easily. And as she mentioned one incident after another, I was thinking about my childhood, in fact. And she was so spot on with the portrayal of her feelings when each of those incidents were happening. To add icing on the cake, her transition from one incident to the other was seamless. And in fact, only after halfway, I did understand, oh, this is a different story. So kudos to you for going there. The objective of the speech was, however, on body languages. I felt the body languages to be tad much. And to add on to it, your rocking back and forth added a little bit more distraction. I wished you could have stayed still at one point and just moved your arm. That would have made. Another thing that I noticed was that you are looking at bottom left side. Probably you're looking at yourself. That is something which we keep doing, don't we? So what I do instead is just behind my camera, I keep a lip balm. And I keep looking at the lip balm while speaking. That way, I don't get distracted as where am I looking at? That's something which you can look at. Another thing that I'd like to point out is your tonality. I wished you could have brought a little up and down in your tonality to increase the effect. For example, there was one particular line where you said, where had weather decided to start a thunderstorm. The weather decided to start a thunderstorm. That brings a lot more effect than just saying it plainly. And the next one is, I missed audience interaction. Before you started, if you could have just asked one question to me, or if you would have said something which would have made relate to you, it would have made more sense. But having said that, you have met your objectives flawlessly, and I congratulate you for attempting the speech. In conclusion, I'd like to challenge you in your next speech by asking you to use some props for your speech. That would take your speech to. So with those thoughts and a very, very best wishes for your next speech, over to you, General Evaluator Sunil. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Souvik. A big round of applause for a visiting Toastmaster from Samaya Club, Toastmaster Souvik. When I joined Toastmasters, I used to be envious of this colorful character who used to get the maximum appearances on stage. And even in the virtual meetings, he gets to come again and again with short roles and to invite Timer Pankaj to show his colorful wares on how the evaluators did for the time.
Hi, everyone. The first evaluator, Toastmaster Manan, took 3 minutes, 29 seconds, just in time. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Arvind, took 2 minutes, 30 seconds. The last evaluator, Toastmaster Souvik, took 3 minutes, 15 seconds. So all evaluators are qualified to be voted as a best evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaj. It's always great when everybody qualify. I have never qualified, but nevertheless, Sergeant Arms, would you like to put in the voting ballot in the chat box for the people to evaluator? And can I give you 30 seconds to vote? Thank you, everybody, for voting for your favorite evaluator. Toastmaster offers you opportunity to not just deliver speeches, but to also look at other aspects which can go into your development as an eloquent speaker. And today, the person coming in next took a cue from Shah Rukh Khan ever since he pronounced Kiran, how people can add different ways to expand their vocabulary, but in the end up elongated by other words. So please put your hands together for a sergeant in arms who's playing the dual role today of the R counter. Please welcome Toastmaster Rajkiran.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sunil Agarwal, for inviting me. So I have the report card. So I'll start with Toastmaster Chetan. He used 2 ands, 2 R's, 2 I's, and used the as a filler word. And he also used you can twice. Toastmaster Nivedita used so twice. Toastmaster Sudha was flawless. Starting with table topics, Aarti used and twice, used more than 5 times, 1 time. Souvik used once, as 2 times, and he got carried away by on-site opportunity. So more than once. And he used it was as a filler word. Ankit used and once, so thrice, more than 3 times, and used filler word any for 2 times. Babu just 1 Sandeep used so more than 3 times, and sorry, more than 5 times, and so 3 times. Coming to evaluators, Manan used they would twice as a filler word and as per twice. And that's it from the R counter report. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajkiran. That was really fantastic. I actually have always been wondering about the medium of the language that we talk in. Toastmaster Babu, can you help me? Why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways? Is a question I've never been able to understand. And then they used to give me such philosophical words like experience is the best teacher. Sudha, is experience the best teacher? Honestly, I found my grammar teacher prettier. And let us see today how effulgent and pretty our current grammarian is if she put the camera on. Please welcome the grammarian, Nancy.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sunil. Thank you for your compliment, okay? It was a pleasure listening to all speeches and table topics. And I made a note of a few excellent creative languages that were used during this meeting today. TM Chetan said, charity begins at home, begins with me. Reduce, reuse, recycle. GM Nivedita said, don't judge book by its cover and be stylish, it's my style. And she used the word learn, practice, refine. GM Sudha said, without trying, don't consider yourself a loser, which was apt. GM Somik said, on-site opportunity, explore the world. Nostalgia and the tonality were the other words he used. TM Ankit said retaliation, chrome. TM Sunil said willfully, voluntarily, notorious, diabetologist, and break of heart. TM Manan said worries, authenticity. I'm happy to see many of us have used the word of the day during the speech and the table topic, the word effulgent. TM TM Arvind used, TM Manan, Nivedita, and TM Sunil used. And I'm happy and hope everyone can use it more often. Thank you.
You have some people complaining you have not mentioned, they've mentioned, but anyway. So tell me, Toastmaster Nancy, what are the first four alphabets of your word of the day?
Effulgent, EFFLUGENT.
The last four alphabets.
GENT.
Yeah. So nice that you've been
I guess maybe it was a little difficult to pronounce. I will take care of it in future for use a simpler word.
Thank you for being gentle to everybody. Otherwise, grammar merciless. Okay. Thank you. So here we've had all the role players doing a fantastic job. Let's give a round of applause to everybody. I know virtual meeting is very difficult to hear the applauses, but let us, because it's always a collective effort that makes a meeting into a good one. Now, a few comments on how the movie, how the whole program went. I think Bombay Toastmasters has managed to create a good culture of beginning on dot, and I could see the meeting starting on schedule. 5:30 on the dot, the Sergeant in Arms began very, energetically inviting everybody, and then he invited the presiding officer, Toastmaster Babu, with a kind introduction. I feel he is gradually getting better, and I see improvements. So congratulations, Toastmaster Manan. I think you're getting there, though you can hasten up the process, but great. Toastmaster Babu then showed us a path. Toastmaster Babu, I am a consultant, and I told somebody, explained my role, and he came and asked me, are you a pathologist? I show the path doesn't mean I am a pathologist. So has anybody told you it pathways to be a pathologist? No. Okay. So the meeting started with the presiding officer setting the tone in a very eloquent way, sharing a good story, a personal anecdote, and then he invited the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vasudev. Toastmaster Vasudev, you will be blessed by everybody because you didn't stretch your time. On the other hand, today we feel you were so conscious that we felt you could have said a few things about the theme of the day. So while we are happy that we are moving a little ahead of schedule, a theme is given as a post to lean the Toastmasters so they can add a few nuggets in between speeches or in the start. So while you had a great, a triad of title of this meeting, I thought if you could explain a little bit, you left us thirsty. So some people give us a little more dosage, you gave us a little under, but anyway, we are happy. So tremendous job, congratulations, and I hope you get better in the job. Then the table topics master, Toastmaster Avantika, also did a fantastic job. Toastmaster Avantika, two suggestions. One, always begin with a Toastmasters so that a guest doesn't ask awkward questions. They know what is happening. And also, it would be a good idea to do a little background work as the meeting is going on. Send in a private chat to your likely suspects if they'd like to join. Some kind of probables before you start looking, aimlessly and hoping somebody says yes. And it would be appropriate if you don't call the role players unless it's absolutely, but otherwise your topics were good and you conducted the session very well. The tag team, as usual, the timer did a fantastic job, the R counter did a fantastic job, and the grammarian was effulgent as ever. all in all, the meeting was very good. I'm extremely excited. If we can start this meeting at 5:30 and end before 7:30, it will indeed make the meeting very compact and may encourage people, more people to come in and stay a little longer. So all in all, a great meeting at the start of the new year. Manan,
Yes.
you told me you are dieting.
No.
So tell me, how do you define a skeleton?
Oh.
A skeleton is one who started dieting and forgot when to stop. I'm not going to forget that it's my time to stop and hand over the charge back to Toastmaster Vasudev. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasudev.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for your evaluation and points duly noted. Will certainly keep it in mind for any of my future attempts at the role. And considering that we are indeed on schedule, it's something that was certainly on my mind. So really thank you for your evaluation. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really hold on much other everyone else for longer. I would just like to leave the stage, as it were, with a passing with a concluding note that indeed 2020 has ended and 2021 has begun, but in a true essence, it's just a new beginning. And let us all plan to, resolve ourselves to achieve many of our goals that may have sadly not have been able to get completed in 2020, and not spend too much time complaining on all the negatives of the past year. It is duly in the past, and let us all look forward and progress ahead. And on that note, I would like to hand over the meeting now back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Babu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasudev. From the staid, calm, and composed Toastmaster of the day to those wonderful prepared speeches by seasoned speakers, to the radiant evaluators, and not to forget the effervescent general evaluator, I think it will be a session for us to remember. We've had several nuggets of information to take home, from the recycling of waste, paper and plastic, to the recycling of memories of the 1, 2, 3 kind mentioned by another speaker. And one very interesting take home message for me was the use of the lip balm for focus. I think that was a very interesting message by Shovik, which I think we will remember in this session. So all in all, it has been a great session. And for the team, let us put our hands together and give them a huge round of applause. But whether we have a right to pat ourselves on the backs, let us check with our esteemed guests and ask them how they felt about the session day. May I invite any of the guests to come forward and tell us how they felt about the session? Guests, any one of you? Or do I call the names out?
Hi, Sandeep Garg here.
Yes.
This is my first, meeting, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit scared, before joining this call. But I think it's a fantastic, and I personally, learned so many things, and especially the laugh that experience is not the best teacher. I have to recall who was my best teacher. So thank you so much, everybody, and pointing out my mistakes, grammatical mistake, or any other mistake. And it is pleasure to join this meeting. So once again, thank you, everyone. for this wonderful meeting and wonderful experience.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep. Thank you for those kind words. May I invite someone from the Worli? By the way, I stand corrected. It is WORLEY and not WORLI. So anyone from Worli Toastmasters?
I am from Worli, so if
Oh,
you
you
are
are from Worli.
looking,
Okay. I think there was a colleague of yours as well.
maybe because it's,
Okay.
we have a two group in Worli.
Okay.
So
Okay. Uh, Sana, may I have Sana?
Yes,
Can we hear from you about how you like it? What were your
yeah,
observations?
it was nice. Like I joined around 7, so I joined
Okay.
it for the first time. So
Okay.
I missed most of the things.
Okay. But whatever you saw, how did you like it?
Yeah, it's really went wonderful, nice thoughts from different Toastmasters.
Great. Thank you and look forward to having you here for our next meeting. We'll call on
Yeah,
one more
sure.
guest, Wesley Khandavali.
Hello everyone. Sorry for if you are hearing some noise. I'm actually outside in the market.
Okay.
So I just want to share my thoughts about the overall session. So this is my first session that I am joined in this Toastmaster group, and it was really, the overall session went very, I think, organized, and I could really find certain values about how to basically talk about the topic and how the overall evaluation and all things go on. So definitely, this attending a consecutive and following more sessions would definitely add some value to my personal and professional growth as well. That's what I feel. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming and look forward to seeing you again for our next meetings. And now we shall go on to the awards for the evening. Let us begin with the table topic speakers. The best table topics speech was rendered by, no guesses, goes to Toastmaster Ankit. Congratulations, Ankit. Well spoken.
Thank you.
Okay. The second, the best speech evaluator, goes to Toastmaster Sovik. Congrats, Sovik. Well done. And the award for the prepared speeches segment, the best prepared speaker for the evening, is Chetan. Congrats, Chetan. Well done.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Well done. And of course, the big award, the best of the big three, chosen from the Toastmaster of the day, the table topics master, and the general evaluator, goes to our dynamic Toastmaster, Toastmaster Sunil Agarwal. Congrats, Sunil. No surprise. Okay. Okay, and now we will just go on to a few announcements for the evening. As I have described in my mail to all of you, we will be having the Toastmasters Leadership Training Program on the 16th and 17th of January. Though, of course, it is mainly for the XCOM team. The first one was held in July, and this is the second one. but it also affords an opportunity to all the members of various clubs, including, of course, ours, to take part in these sessions to understand what each of these leadership roles in the XCOM committee is all about. And I must point out one particular training in this, which is called a 7-in-1. It's a compact, compressed training program where all the roles will be showcased at one training session. And I think as many of our members should attend this meeting and take advantage, whether you're going to join the XCOM or throw in your hat for any of these positions is another issue. But I think you should at least get an idea of what these leadership roles are all about. Now, following on this TLTP program is another initiative by the district, which is called the Gurukul program. This is something new which they have come up with. And this is again going to be along on the same lines, but more for those who have never been exposed to these roles. And this is going to involve a mix of theoretical sessions, case studies, and a 3-month in-depth kind of an orientation. So I'm sure this is something which we have not had before, and I'm sure that you would want to take full advantage of this, if not anything, at least for the learning process. And the last announcement, of course, is for the contest for the international speeches and the table topics. I'm just giving you a heads up on this. We will have this sometime maybe after the 15th of February, probably between 15th and the 28th. But this is just for all of you to be aware of that so that we can start preparing for that. We will try and incorporate a couple of educational sessions, one for table topics and one for prepared speeches, perhaps early February, so that all the new members are familiarized with these two contests. And of course, in between, we will be having some of our the membership drive. We will have our anniversary event in February. So we have a lot of exciting events, milestone events coming up. Yeah, I think Nivedita, did I miss out anything? Do you have anything to add on?
Yes, yes. So I would like to first announce the tentative date for the club contest is 27th Feb. That is the fourth Saturday of our uh, for February month. So there on that we will have international speech as well as table topic contest. So requesting all members to start preparing for both speech contest and give your nominations to me. Prior to that, we will, as President Babu already said, we will have an anniversary event that will be on the 13th of February, that is Bombay Toastmaster anniversary event. Then we will have, of course, we will have educational sessions on ISC and TT in the month of Feb. But before that, on 30th, Manan, you would like to say about the membership drive, or we are?
No, so yes, definitely. I would just like to add that we are going to have a membership drive on 30th Jan, and we are planning to call all our ex-Toastmasters as well as the target groups. We are trying to capture maybe housewives as well as the students. So I would request all the members present out here to please spread the message. We would definitely be preparing a posters and going word to word like communication. If you can just communicate them to be present, it would be a one-time experience for all the new members as well as the ex-Toastmasters, and just they would get the flavor of it. So we are just in process of preparing for it.
Thank you, Manan. So we have a membership drive on 30th of Jan. On 23rd of Jan, we have the marathon speeches. So we have received few nominations for that, but I'll share the plan. And so to first to confirm those slots by the speakers who have already allotted, already nominated, and those who want to share, block the slots, they also can do that. Now coming to the next Saturday, that is 16th Jan. So we have decided not to go ahead with the session because of the TLTP program, but for Bombay Toastmasters, which is an annual Toastmaster club, we are having our TLTP program on 17th, either morning or evening. So all the members can join on Sunday only. So we have 16th slot free. So we are planning to have a table topic session on that. So for that also, I'll send the plan and the agenda shortly. So this is all about our Jan and December plan. So let me know if you have any suggestions or any recommendations on this.
Are you done, Nivedita?
Yes, fine. I'll share the plan on the mail. Thanks.
Okay.
Over to you.
Thank you very much. Today we have been exposed to the theories of the 3 R's. Our speaker spoke of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. The Toastmaster of the day spoke about the 3 R's: refresh, reload, and resolve. An apt theme for the entire year. And let me also add my little bit of the 3 R's, which is resources, responsibilities, and roles. Use all the available resources in Toastmasters, take up all the responsibilities, and perform all the roles as diligently as we can throughout the year 2021. So on that very optimistic note, I would like to conclude the very first session of Bombay Toastmasters. Thank you to all our valued and esteemed guests.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Thank you.
other Toast. Thank you to Souvik. Thank you to all our seasoned and experienced Toastmasters as well. So till the next session, it's goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having